They move it to Miller. JT Miller with a slap pass. Rebound off the outside and they score. It's Brock Besser.
DK Metcalf, he's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Launches one. Deep left field and gone.
Curry slammed on the brakes. Oh my goodness. Curry.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Live for Sports. My name is Nathan. On a Tuesday night, normally Joseph's making me do it on Wednesdays, but we have time for Tuesday. So, Joseph, how we doing tonight?
Nathan, I'm spectacular. Our prayer circle worked.
Yeah,
and I'll take all the credit for that. And the Kansas City Chiefs have lost, and not only did they lose, they lost in humiliating fashion. What more could anybody possibly want? I'm a happy man, Nathan. And the Four Nations is starting tomorrow. We did a little simulation for the millions of Live for Sports supporters. So this is a good episode. I've been excited for this. I love simulations of international competitions, but Super Bowl went my way. I'm a happy man, Nathan. I'm a happy man.
Mm-hmm. We'll dive. We had a little personal chat. We're not gonna dive into the details before it, but we've been on call for like 10 minutes now. I don't know, just diving through shit. But
yeah,
this
gazing
episode,
into each other's eyes. Nathan complimented my hoodie.
Oh.
I complimented his haircut.
Yeah,
going steady.
But this episode, we're gonna start with the Super Bowl review because, of course, it's the biggest game. We'll have lots to talk about it. Not just the game itself, probably, I would assume, because it's the Super Bowl. It's everything. Then we're going to go over the Four Nations simulation, as Joseph just pointed out. I am a proud NHL 25 owner because I'm a loser and still play video games. But Joseph made me hop on it and simulate the tournament, and I have the results pending.
Yeah, we'll wait. As an aside, remember I kicked your ass in Mario Kart that one time?
Remember I kicked your ass in Lego Star Wars that one time?
What are you talking about? That was team mode. Fool. Anyway, I was nice enough to invite Nathan to my house, and I destroyed him in Mario Kart Wii. It was a classic.
I'm rusty, man. I haven't played in like 5 years.
I'm a pro. I'll never be washed. I'm like LeBron in Mario Kart Wii.
And then the NBA, we're gonna hop back over there because we missed a couple trades post deadline. A couple that dropped like immediately after we got off recording. Immediately. It was terrible timing. And then we are going to start with our MLB division predictions because if I believe my estimate was right, the season starts on the 27th, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Spring training starts
this week. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll get right before, if we start our division predictions now, we'll be like a week before, and then we can probably go over like playoffs and awards that next week after. So
yeah, we'll have to see if I can repeat my genius Paul Skeens prediction.
I'm trying to. You were saying, yeah, spring training starts this week.
Well, not necessarily, like not the games, but like the pitchers
like
and catchers.
Pitchers and catchers are reporting.
Yeah, it's within the next 7 days.
Yes. All right. So, Super Bowl. What the fuck did we just watch?
Something great. That's what we just watched. Man, our devil circle of prayers and our jinxing of Patrick Mahomes and the Super Bowl's lighting system, clearly it worked because I have never seen him play so poorly. Completely ignore his stats. 2 of those touchdowns and all those yards were garbage time. Like all of Xavier Worthy's stats are meaningless because the game was over. God, I'm so happy. Jalen Hurts played well enough. He game managered his way to a Super Bowl like a lot of people thought he would. Saquon Barkley was mid as hell, but that defensive line. The Eagles didn't blitz hardly at all game, and they just abused the Chiefs.
No, they didn't blitz once.
Yeah.
The stat was 0 blitzes, 6 sacks.
And they run a 4-man front. They just abused. Poor Joe Tooney. He's not even a real tackle. He's a guard. He had to play left tackle. Just got abused by, what's his name, Jalen Carter and bunch.
Josh Sweat was on the edge.
Yep, Josh Sweat.
Yeah.
Who wears number like 19 as a D lineman. That should be illegal. But man, just domination. Travis Kelce looked washed as hell, did nothing all half. Have you seen that clip where Patrick Mahomes is like running around like he's Speedy Gonzalez, and Travis Kelce's just standing there with his hands on his hips? Like that's
I did not. I thought you were about to reference that that clip where Kelce is supposed to hedge his defender, hedge clip his defender. on the line.
No. That's different. Yeah, that's a totally whiffed block.
Well,
Gronk
that's
would
not even
never.
his fault though, because he's supposed to just clip him and let his tackle get
It's
there.
a block and release. You
Yeah, but
can't-
it's
you
it's
can't
more just a it's more just a touch and and then to throw him off a little bit.
Oh, come on. Well, you got to do better than that.
Agreed. But
Kelsey. Like, he was terrible. Xavier Worthy was a total garbage time merchant. They ran the ball like 4 times, which was crazy because their O-line was getting destroyed in the pass rush. Just fantastic. Steve Spagnuolo got totally outcoached by Nick Sirianni and
Kellen
Vic
Moore.
Fangio, Kellen Moore, who's going to fail as head coach.
oh
of
yeah,
the
I
New
guess we'll have
Orleans
to touch on
Saints.
that after the end.
Those I mentioned, Nathan, those white offensive coordinators, they do very well. But just a total domination in every front. And the score looks better than it was because garbage time. And do you know what I have to say, Nathan? My last point before I'll let you have the floor.
Okay.
Cooper DeJean is not a safety. He's just a corner who shuts down your number one.
Good. So you know the song too. Yeah.
DeJean
When that
is CB. Well, he's the Jackie Robinson of our time. I'm so happy that joke is accepted. Like, it's just a for fun joke. Like, no one actually takes it seriously. For context, Cooper DeJean is a white cornerback, which is incredibly rare in the game of football, American football. Before Cooper DeJean, there had not been a consistent white cornerback to start since, I think, 2003. So the year Nathan Maley was born.
Wow.
Been a long time. So Cooper DeJean is the Jackie Robinson of our time, of our generation. He broke the color barrier. That's so interesting that there wasn't any for 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know. They just get turned away. They're just like, nope, go play safety.
It's probably the position that requires the most athleticism. Pure
Probably.
athleticism, like
Yeah.
in terms of like quick twitch movements and stuff.
Yeah, when DeJean picked that ball off, I'm not gonna lie. And then he got in the end zone. Not gonna lie, like me and my buddy just got up and started like dancing and singing that song.
Yeah. What a terrible throw. No one was even in the I think it was intended for Hopkins, who was blanketed by whoever it was, and DeJean just undercuts it completely. He's playing zone coverage.
I think he was getting open, like kind of cutting back behind the
No,
defender.
no. It would have been a best case scenario, a contested catch as he was falling to the ground. Best case. DeJean undercuts it. Terrible. Mahomes, the other pick he threw, horrible. You can't throw a pick in the red zone like that. Jalen Hurts got let off the hook. 'Cause remember,
They weren't
he had
in
it
the,
early.
No. They weren't in the red zone. They were in the
Sorry.
zone. Yeah.
Well, no, the pick entailed the Eagles to be in the red zone.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts had a good game. He was good, but he had a pick earlier that cost some points. There's that horrible call early in the game that cost some points. It was there for the Chiefs, and they just played the worst game I've ever seen in the Patrick Mahomes era. Worst game since the Tom Brady Super Bowl he played.
Yeah. 100%. Probably just the worst game the Chiefs have played in general. Assuming you don't count the Broncos
That doesn't count.
shellacking of them.
Nobody
their
counts.
practice team. And,
No one counts.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because I feel like for the Chiefs to have won this game, you would thought, okay, they got to bottle up Saquon Barkley, right?
And they did.
And they did. And what was the score? 40-22 with 2 garbage time touchdowns.
Well, Saquon did catch a few balls. He was pretty good in the. I think he had 60 yards, something like.
Yeah, he added 6 catches for 40 yards in the year.
that. Okay, so solid.
The majority of that came from that one play though, because he had like a 20-yard
that's right.
catch.
That's right.
So
He did nothing.
He was bottled up. They did a good job, and they basically dared Hurts to beat them through the air, and kind of did. 17-22, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have the pick.
That's an Eli Manning stats if I've ever seen any.
Just
Good enough.
back
Hey,
throw.
credit to him.
blitz on him.
He had a few deep balls that worked.
Oh my God! Yeah, that dagger throw to Devontae Smith, that was majestic.
Yeah. Wasn't even the best throw of the game. Funny. The
Yeah,
best
no,
throw was
that-
the Mahomes worthy one.
Yeah, that was like one of the greatest throws Mahomes ever made, and too bad it
Didn't matter.
didn't matter at all.
Xavier Worthy has one of the best stat lines in Super Bowl history, and none of it mattered.
Yeah, to the eight
Eight for
catches,
157
and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. But it's all garbage time. He had 1 yard before halftime.
I didn't realize Kelsey had 4 catches. I only thought he had like 2.
3 were on one drive when the game was over.
Oh yeah, and then 39 yards.
And he had a couple drops. He looked washed. My official prediction with Kelsey is he does a Gronkowski retirement. Retires for a few years and comes back.
Gronk only retired for a year.
Okay, well,
because
he's gonna
and
do at
Gronk
least
only
one.
retired because they were trading him to the Lions, and he's like, I'm not playing for the Lions.
I'm sure
So
he'd love to play for Lions now. That was like the who's who was the coach? Matt
Matt
Patricia.
Patricia, when he got, yeah, he's like, Tom
Excuse me.
Brady's my quarterback. I'm not playing for anyone else.
Excuse
Joseph's
me.
currently dying, yeah, but
Yeah, I'm just thinking of Cooper DeJean.
yeah, look at that white corner go.
2 years younger than me. Kill me.
No, he's my age, but yeah, he's my
22.
January of '03, my age.
February.
Oh
February.
yeah, February, I guess.
Math. February
Or
03. What was I doing? I was too busy being a 2-year-old.
I'm pretty sure it was. No, wait, who was I thinking of? That's maybe I'm getting that wrong.
Cooper DeJean is not a
There was
safety.
a quarterback or something that's the same age as me, and I'm just like,
Arch Manning.
no, no. Arch Manning might be younger than me, to be honest.
You know, I'm the exact same age as Kayvon Thibodeau.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who
Like
was.
to the day. Kayvon Thibodeau and me. But anyway, what did you think? Well, now anything else you want to say on the game itself? Like wasn't very entertaining. There wasn't really much to say. Just the Chiefs played terribly and they got wholly outcoached. Nick
I,
Sirianni gets his flowers. Your prediction was correct,
yeah,
so good for you.
I will say with Mahomes, yeah, like the picks were bad and stuff, and yeah, he had like no time to throw most of the time. But even when he did, he looked very frantic and antsy. Like
Yeah.
his feet were like never set, it seemed like, on any of his throws. And that's credit to the Eagles pass rush for getting after him. But at the same time, when the pocket was clean, he kind of just seemed all dancy and jittery and didn't look very Mahomes like.
No, he had a terrible game. He had nothing. That's a Matt Nagy offense for you. But alas, thank you, Eagles, for winning. Now I can go back to cheering against you, as I do most of the time.
And I will say before we get on to, I'm assuming we're going to talk about halftime show and
Yeah.
commercials after this. I correctly predicted 12 of 13 games in the playoffs and predicted the Eagles to win the postseason or
Yeah.
the whole thing at the beginning of the year. That is my Paul Skeens take, baby.
Yep. Good for you. Good for you. I was horrendous this postseason NFL, like I was last year. I had the Browns winning. But, shows what I know when it
You
comes to
picked
NFL.
you at last year?
Yeah, I picked Joe Flacco and the Browns.
Oh, like to go all the way, right?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought this was like
I was kind of
Deshaun.
I was kind of memeing it a little bit, but
I thought you were saying like Deshaun was going to carry them to
oh,
the.
fuck no. I'd rather kill myself. Um, but yeah, just not a very entertaining game. There's only so little we can talk about it. They got their asses kicked. Good
Yeah,
for
like
Philly. I feel bad for Philly first responders right now. That's all I'm saying.
we've had our standards high the past couple of years. Like the Bengals Rams one, it wasn't like a great game, but it was solid. You know,
The
Eagles
first
Chiefs 2 years
Eagles,
ago
yeah.
was a very good Super Bowl. I would say last year probably was a better one than that Eagles one. I don't love full offense. Like I like some defense in it. So like a mid 20, like what was it? I think the final score 25. What was the score last year?
I don't remember. It
20.
was overtime, which is always cool.
Yeah, I think it was 19-19 going into overtime. So 22 to or the Chiefs scored touchdowns. So 25-22, I think it would have been.
Yeah,
'Cause it
something
kicked it
along
to-
those
yeah,
lines.
but um,
It's actually the
Rush-
first Super Bowl I watched since the Bengals won, which is kind of interesting. I always work on Sundays.
did you notice any commercial? Like I only swear I saw one.
I was watching on Fox, which I thought would show me American channels, but I saw that stupid Tim Hortons one 73 trillion times. So none really stood out to me except for like the movie trailers.
Okay. Yeah, so we were watching at my buddy's place and we were on TSN just on his channel.
Yeah.
But
it's
then we found
Canadian.
out from like people messaging us that we were like based off like what they were seeing. We were like a minute and a half behind.
Ouch.
And then so we switched to like Fox because we're like, all right, let's switch to an American channel, try and get the commercials too. We were still so far behind, so we're like, all right. We downloaded like DAZN on his TV, and I just logged into my account. We watched from there and got the Canadian commercials. And
Yeah.
stuff. But,
They have some kind of deal, unfortunately, with
Yeah.
the Canadian Radio Television Corporation.
yeah, we were on like the Fox channel. It was working fine though, like the American commercials.
Yeah.
But
I got about a
um,
mix, I'd say.
we only really like the only one I really recall was the Doritos commercial.
I don't even
Like
remember that one.
it wasn't that good this year.
Yeah.
And
There's
I'm
also like the Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan spoof of When Harry Met Sally, which was just kind of silly.
hmm.
I don't know. I didn't pay much attention to the commercials this year, probably because the game was already over. My attention waned pretty quickly. But, them's the
For the
breaks.
most part, everything I heard from like American people watching it, the commercials weren't that good this year either.
No, no,
Like
they weren't.
so I don't know.
Also, people have a less attention span.
Yeah, I
Than
feel like everyone's just going on their
yeah,
phones during the
yeah.
commercials
That's
now.
what I did. I mean,
That's what I yeah.
so there's an attention span crisis. Damn
Mhm.
TikTok. That's what you should be blaming China for. Anyway,
Halftime show, Joseph. I know you're probably not a Kendrick fan.
Well, I'm just not all that familiar with his music. I
Okay.
recognize Loyalty from because of Black Panther, Not Like Us, and the SZA collaboration. Those were the three that I
Which one
recognized.
was Loyalty? What?
I got loyalty inside my
Oh,
D.
that's DNA. That's DNA.
Okay, whatever. That's not. You're telling me the name of the song isn't Loyalty?
No, because he's like, I think it goes
Whatever. Who
from.
cares? Who cares? Who
No,
cares?
I'm gonna about to prove you wrong. I'm gonna pull up
I'm
the
sure
lyrics.
you're right. I'm sure you're right.
It's DNA. I know 100%.
Okay,
That's a
fine.
very
I just assumed it was Loyalty. Because I don't. I thought the halftime show was good. I think you can say it wasn't fantastic without being labeled like a racist, as so many people are online. I thought it was good. I'm of the opinion that if you're going to play Not Like Us, you might as well just say pedophile. Screw the networks and just make them bleep it out if need be. I thought playing the song, but missing all the important lines was kind of weak. If you're going to play it, you might as well go full on. I thought it was fine. I really liked Samuel L. Jackson's part. There's some good social commentary in there. I saw there was a bit where all of his dancers, who were all African Americans, were they made an American flag, which was kind of a cool way of saying that America built on the backs of black people, which is some nice social commentary. I love Sam Jackson as well, so that helps. Him cheesing into the camera when he says, "Say Drake, I hear you're like I'm young." Like that was, or yeah, I hear you're like I'm young, or something along those lines. I don't know. I thought that was cool. I would give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. I'm just not very familiar with his music personally because I'm not much of a rap guy, and that's okay. I don't need to be the target audience every time. I liked Usher more last year. Back in the day, I loved Bruno Mars when he did his thing. I thought Rihanna was pretty good too. Eminem, I like. The sound was mediocre. I had trouble understanding him a little bit a few times, but again, maybe that's just me not knowing the lyrics. I thought it was cool. Serena Williams was kind of interesting, although I'm surprised at how much praise she got for crip walking.
Well,
Because if I know she's from Compton.
do you
Um,
understand the beef too?
Yes, she was with Drake, but that was like
Yes.
15. That was like 15 years ago.
But then Drake dissed her husband in a song,
Okay, sure.
so that's
fine.
why she was there.
That's not my quote unquote problem. Aren't the Crips a violent gang? I
Yeah.
read that her brother was killed by the Crips.
Hmm.
So like I don't know. I mean, I personally wouldn't highlight the Crips if I was if she's from Compton and she has associates or whatever. I know Kendrick has associates in both the Crips and the Bloods. So I mean, fine. I wouldn't be praising it as heavily as some people are. The Crip walking. I thought it was all right. Overall, it was kind of funny to see. I don't know if you're familiar with Matt Gaetz, Nathan, but he's an American politician. He's like one of the crazy Trumpers, and he's like, "That was the worst halftime I've ever heard." And then someone was like, "Say, Matt, I hear you like I'm young," because he has a child pornography lawsuit against him, which is funny. So he's telling on himself a little bit. So it was fine. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was as terrible as some idiots are saying, but I'm not gushing over Kendrick personally. I thought he did a good, not great job.
By the way, so in DNA, you thought it was Loyalty, the song title.
Well, that was my assumption because he says it about 12 times.
No, he says Loyalty got royalty inside my DNA.
Okay, sure, fine.
So
Okay.
yeah. And then he just
I just don't
repeats
know
DNA
his.
like for a couple verses. So
Okay, I just don't know Kendrick Lamar that well. I honestly, before the beef with Drake, and this shows my lack of hip hop experience, I probably only heard of him a few times in my life. I don't know
Yeah.
what a mustard means. What does
Mustard
mustard mean?
Mustard is the guy who showed up when he
It's
said
not
that.
like after like the condiment.
No.
He's not just a big fan of mustard.
That's that guy's stage name. The guy who
Okay.
showed up in the yellow,
Cool.
partially yellow jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know very much. I'm just didn't grow up around it. Like I thought Usher was a rapper for the first 15 years of my life.
Yeah. I wasn't that big of a fan of the Usher one personally.
I love Usher. That's part
So,
of my. That's.
Um,
I liked Shakira a few years
I
ago.
think-
To catch my drift.
I think I said it last week. I don't know. Maybe it was on the pod. Maybe it's just you solo. I don't know. That I was worried about the Kendrick halftime show.
He's not a performer.
No, he's a performer, but he's not a lyricist. Like, he's not good vocally, in my opinion. Like, because he used autotune, obviously, in songs. And
Oh,
whatnot.
as a quick aside, I've never seen anyone hide the lip syncing worse than SZA.
So people
I
did
know-
pick
I
up
know-
this on this. Okay.
I know. This is not a criticism of her. I know 95% of the time it's lip synced. Never have I seen anyone hide it so poorly. Might not have been her fault. I don't know if she did the choreography.
Which,
or
like,
whatever.
which song? The first song that she did, or the
Oh,
second?
just will you let me know? Yeah, all the stars. You know that one. All the
Okay.
stars.
All the stars, yeah.
Yeah. That one. Like, oh my God, it was so obvious. I mean, which is fine. I mean, I'm not expecting her to sing. There's a lot of intense choreography, but I thought it was very, very poorly executed.
Okay. I heard people calling out the Luther, which is the one they first did, that she was lip singing, but I didn't hear all this. And I could kind of see it because like it just sounded really clean for whatever reason. Like it didn't sound like they're performing live kind of thing. So I could see
No,
that.
and that's okay. It's just like, do a little bit of better job.
I did say I did say I was worried though because like I don't think he's that good vocally necessarily. Like he's got good songs, obviously. He's a good performer. Like he can
That's
put on a show
right.
for fans.
We did talk about this.
Yeah.
Because he gets by on his songwriting.
Mhm.
He doesn't get by on like his pure vocal talent like Ariana Grande does. Exactly.
I thought it was quite boring to be honest until Luther came on and then SZA came in.
It
and
started
then-
slow for sure.
Yeah. And I heard the big complaint I heard a lot of people is like he really went just to like go after Drake when he could have
He didn't
opened
play
up
any
his
of his old
audience.
stuff.
Yeah, he didn't play his old stuff that people love that would have really like opened their view of him kind of.
Yeah. Like
So-
for me, I'm someone who doesn't know him very well. Outside of Not Like Us and his SZA thing, which I only would have recognized from her part, the only one I recognized was DNA.
Mhm.
And you know what? Fine, I don't need to be the target audience, like I said, but I would have liked to have heard some of his old stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I did notice too, this was actually a kind of an interesting thing to part of the Drake beef, which I think it's effective to say he won, even though I'm probably more.
Jesus. I mean, he killed Drake.
Yeah, I'm more of a Drake fan, but he's.
I
won
like
the-
Drake.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the allegations are true, and I think he killed him.
Yeah.
We all know Drake's a weirdo and a creep. I don't think he's a pedophile.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he's a weirdo. We can all acknowledge.
So Drake's record label is like owned by Sony.
Yeah.
Did you notice that the stage was set up like a PlayStation controller?
No.
If you look at the beginning, it showed like it was like the buttons going off, like whatever, right?
No, I didn't see that.
Well, it was like a square, a circle, an X, a triangle. Those are the PlayStation buttons.
Yes, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah,
But yes,
and
I know what
at
you
the
mean.
end, so that was playing. That was kind of like a disc, maybe on like Drake's Sony brand or whatever. And then at the end, the crowd like
over.
lighted up. Yeah, game over. Like game over, beef's over, I win, kind of thing.
Well, we knew this was over in like June.
Yeah, for the most part.
Good Lord. I mean, it was probably like Drake is such a talented artist, but he's got to stop doing rap battles because he always loses. Like think of Pusha T a few years ago. We would have never heard of Adonis if it wasn't for Pusha T. That I can tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But although people harassing Adonis at school is ridiculous. That's something Kendrick should put out a statement. Like you shouldn't be going after people's kids. But anyway,
I did think the SZA part was really good, but yeah, it probably was auto tuned a little bit,
totally.
or not auto
which is-
tuned, lip synced.
Yeah. Like it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's not as good as people are making it out to be. It was a solid above average halftime show.
I'll say this too. I brought this. My one of my buddies was a Kendrick fan, or Connor. Yeah, he's saying like it was so good because he loves Kendrick, but it was
Cool.
like it was perfect. And I'm like, the Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop one,
That was fantastic.
including Kendrick, that was better in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
There's been a few really good ones.
that one was good, but it also was like that. I think that show opened the door for Kendrick to perform on his own because they were always scared of bringing rappers in because of how it would be perceived. They
Yep.
brought all
They're
those ones
terrified.
together because it was LA that played a part, and they were great. Everyone loved it. I think it's pretty unanimously loved for the most
Who
part.
opened the door? Who was it going to be initially for that one? Eminem.
Mm.
There's no rapper on earth who appeals more to white people than Eminem. So he opened the door, and then because him and Dr. Dre are of course really close, so Eminem did that, and that was like right in the aftermath of like George Floyd and Colin Kaepernick and all that stuff. So the mood was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think it's cool that it's not just rock every single time or pop. I think it's cool that they're exploring other genres. I just wish he played some of his older stuff. And if you're going to play Not Like Us, just play it as it's written. Screw Fox. They can bleep it out if they want.
I knew. Yeah, I know. I knew he was going to play Not Like Us.
Oh,
I
well,
thought
of
he was
course.
going to. I thought he was going to end with it, to be honest. But TV
Well,
off
he
ending
teased
makes
it, which
makes
that's one
sense.
thing. I wish he had just played it. He didn't tease it and tease it because it kind of takes away from the other songs a little bit, too. Because he kept playing the.
It was unique though. How he teased
Yeah,
it.
well, it's not bad. It's just a personal preference. I would have rather he like that way we could enjoy the other stuff. Like, oh, is he going to play Not Like Us? Is he not going to play Not Like Us? And then just go at the end and go full throttle.
All right. Is it time for the Four Nations simulation results, Joseph?
I do. I've been looking forward to this because I've actually watched a few of them, and it's always fun. I love international simulation stuff.
Okay. Do you want the game by game breakdown first?
Yes.
Okay. So it starts with Canada, USA, which is tomorrow. Can't wait. Or Canada,
No,
Sweden.
Canada,
sorry.
Sweden,
Canada,
yeah.
Sweden. Sorry, I meant to say. Starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Pulling away with a 6-5 victory. Barn burner in game one. Makes sense. So much
Regulation?
offensive talent. Regulation.
Okay.
Sweden defeats Canada.
Fuck Bennington. Was it Bennington?
I think I had Aiden Hill, but it might have switched. I'm not sure. Because I also know I tried to switch out Linus Ullmark because
Okay.
I don't think he's going to start.
Okay, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Is he hurt?
He's a little hurt. I wouldn't call him injured.
Yeah, so I was starting Gustafsson because I'm like, he's
Okay.
that because Markstrom's out and obviously, right. But yeah.
Give me the goal scores if you have them.
Oh, I don't think I got this much details. I'm sorry, Joseph. I only got that for the finals.
Okay, fine.
Game 2. USA versus Finland.
Yep.
On Thursday. We have a 6-3 victory for the United States.
Okay. That's about what I expect.
That makes
3 goals
sense.
on Hellebuck, though.
Yeah. That makes sense. Then it would go to Sweden versus Finland because they play Saturday morning in Montreal. That was a 4-2 victory for Sweden over Finland.
Okay.
So
Sweden's 2-0.
Sweden's 2-0.
And
Finland
Finland's cooked.
essentially eliminated. I
Yeah,
believe.
as we expect. Their lineup is rough.
Well, they're so injured. I feel bad.
Dude, I'm a Sens fan, and I barely know who Nicholas Manson-Paolo is.
Yeah. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
And no Ristolainen either. Like, that's...
Well, he sucks.
Well,
he's
but
probably
he's
the most
better than-
overrated. Yes,
better than what
I
they
agree.
got right
I
now.
agree. But I mean, like, that's a good litmus test of people. He's like Cody Ceci. A little bit.
Then we go to the big one, Canada-US, Saturday night. US beats Canada 4-2.
Damn, so they're cooked.
So Canada and Finland are out. And then this Sweden-US game essentially is worthless because they play each other in the finals.
Damn.
So then it goes to Canada-Finland next. Finland beats Canada 5-4. So
Bro.
Canada goes 0-3 in this simulation.
Damn, so it's basically the Americans at the World Cup a few years ago. Good Lord, their goaltending such ass.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
well.
They give up 6-4-4. So yeah,
Ah,
almost 15 goals, almost goals against average of 5. Yeah. And then USA Sweden, this game hardly matters because it will have no effect on this finals at all. But USA beat Sweden 5-4.
okay, a lot of goal scoring. Good Lord. Did you
Yeah.
just do sim period, or did you do or did you just go right past it?
For the finals, I was doing sim period, but like
Okay.
for the other guns, I was just like skipping past.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want the stats?
Give me
after-
everything. Give me everything. Give me as much detail as possible. Because I don't
So-
have NHL 25.
Through the first 3 games, Kyle Connor was Team USA's leading scorer with 5 points.
Okay.
Jack Hughes had 4. Matthew Tkachuk had 4. JT Miller had 4 assists. Matthews with 3 points. Eichel with 3 points. Gensel with 3 points. Faber with 3 points. This is where I tried to do my best with the injuries. I did keep them on just because it's semi-realistic.
Yep.
Adam Fox got hurt the first game,
Okay.
so I had to sub back in Quinn Hughes.
Okay.
He picked up 2 assists in 2 games that he played. Also, Hedman got hurt after the first game, I believe it was.
All right.
Brady Kachuk with 2 points, Rensky with 2 points, Boldy with 2 points, Larkin with a point, Larkin with a goal, I guess. McAvoy with an assist. That Hannafin with an assist. Adam Fox only played the one game, was -2, no points. Slavin with no points, Trocheck with no points. And
Okay.
I feel like there might have been somebody else I missed. Over on Sweden, Jesper Bratt with 6 points in 3 games
So he's the tournament leader.
at the moment, yeah. Eriksson Ek had 5, Lucas Raymond with 4, Zibanejad with 3, Nylander with 3, Elias Lindholm had 3, Dahlin with 3 assists, William Karlsson with 3 assists, even though he's not on the team, I believe.
Where's that fraud Elias Pettersson?
Shut up. We'll get there. But I believe Carlson's not on the team now, right? He got
Yeah,
replaced
he's
by
out.
Raquel. I couldn't. He was Raquel.
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
not
stupid
gonna
ass
play.
EA not having a roster update. Like, good
They're,
lord.
they're lazy, dude. Trust me.
I'm
Nyquist
aware.
with 2 assists. Hedman with 2 assists in the one game he played. Rasmus Anderson had 2 assists. Philip Forsberg with a point. Victor Arvidsson with a goal. Elias Pettersson had an assist.
What a bum. He's like second line center.
I believe he's top in this because I was going off daily faceoff.
What a fraud. What a fraud.
Brodin had an assist. Kempe had an assist.
Okay,
and then
we get
Leo
the point.
Carlson had 0 and Forsling had 0. And then Ekholm and Carlson also had 0 points.
Eric Carlson had 0 points.
Yep.
Wow.
I believe he was playing third pair. That's why. Rantanen, 4 goals, leads Finland. Hintz had 4 points. Kako with 3, Barkov with 3, Teravainen with 3, Mikola with 2, including a goal. That's kind of weird. Lehkonen with 2 points, Valimaki with 1, Granlund with 1, Lindell with 1, Lusterinen with 1, Ristolainen with 1, even though he's hurt. Armia had a point, and the rest went scoreless, even including Patrick Laine. And
That's
also,
not a surprise. He's such a power play merchant.
Canada was led by Crosby. He had 5 points in 3 games. No surprise. Reinhardt with 4, McDavid with 4, Marner with 4, Stone with 3, McKinnon with 3, Marchand with 2, Bennett with 2, Sanheim had an assist. Makar only had 1 point. Point had 1. Morrissey had 1. Pareko had 1. The rest went scoreless.
So they were really top heavy, it
Yeah.
seems. And then goaltending was ass.
Yes.
Well, it is Bennington tomorrow, so that's who I would have started, but it's concerning.
This
for
gives
sure.
this gives us a Sweden versus USA final. Sweden being the 2 seed, USA being the 1. In Boston. This will be next Thursday, I believe. Jack Hughes opening goal 10 minutes into the first.
Okay.
Leads 1-0. They take a 1-0 lead into the first period. Sweden scores with 20 seconds left in the second, and then 14 seconds left in the second
Who?
to take a 2-1 lead. Zibanejad and Rasmus Anderson.
So 2 in the final 21 seconds, I guess.
Yes.
That's nuts. That's
And
EA
then-
Sports.
And then 45 seconds into the third, so basically like in 3 goals in a minute 5, Sweden scores. Guess who?
Elias Pettersson?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Hellebuck,
and,
you fraud.
and then Vincent Trocheck scores with 43 seconds left in the game to make it a 1-goal game, but too little, too late. Sweden wins 3-2 and takes gold medal. Elias Pettersson game-winning goal. No, this is
Wow.
not. But I didn't hop in and rig this or anything.
Wow. Well, that's the playoff Hellebuck I know.
That's
The lights were too bright.
I do worry about Hellebuck a little bit, considering like what happened with the Avalanche, that all the like running gun offense. You got to think teams are going to be able to do that on this tournament, right?
Yeah, in theory. I mean, like, honestly, I think Finland's going to get destroyed. I think they're going to be a free space for everybody. Like, that defense is almost AHL level.
It's bad, but they do have good defensive forwards. So,
Sure, but like it's not going to be enough. And Saros has been really inconsistent this
do
year.
they didn't name a starter.
I think it'll be Saros.
You would assume, but like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if he's just like Lankinen, you're in kind of thing.
Maybe. But with Canada, that's basically the concern. That's basically illustrates my total concern is the bottom 6 isn't good enough and the goaltending kills them. Because based on the lines, it's going to be Sam Bennett out of the lineup. Thank God.
Oh, is it? I saw it was
that's based on the lines because Konechny came back.
Okay,
He was
I
the
didn't realize
pick.
it was Bennett. Get him pulled out. Is Konechny playing third line?
I don't remember. But we'll actually bring that up because now we have actual lines. They have Crosby on the wing. I got to think that'll switch. He's not fast
Um,
enough to play the wing anymore.
no, well, they're concerned about his injury, taking draws. That's why he's
Oh, okay. Well,
that's
honestly, I'm kind of at the
I
point where I'd
believe
put
that's why
him.
he's playing wing instead
I
of mid.
consider putting him as third line center if he's not good enough to go. I think that's something that, like, I was of the opinion you put him on the roster no matter what. If you can't play, you can't play. That's why you have the 13th forward. But I hope he's fully healthy. I mean, apparently he's shooting the way he usually shoots. So
Mhm.
I actually quite like the lines. You know what, Nathan? You know what we're gonna do here? Just because I'm a genius,
You're
I'm
pulling
gonna
up
go
the
to
lines.
dailyfaceoff.com.
Well, line one is McDavid centering Marner and Reinhardt.
Hold on, I gotta do it on my telephone because my laptop's like
Line
4
two is
trillion years
McKinnon
old.
centering Crosby and Stone. Line
Yeah,
three
but
is
it's better.
Point centering. This would be
Hagel.
Hagel and Konechny in this case.
Let me just look. Hold on.
Hmm. Am I missing something?
Canada. Okay, yes, I have it in front of me. So that's interesting. McDavid's playing with two righties. Now, I'm of the opinion that handedness doesn't matter with forwards, especially wingers, but it is Reinhardt on the left wing. He's a righty, with Connor McDavid, the lefty center, and Mitch Marner. That's a really exciting line. I'm looking forward to that. Then Crosby on left wing with Nathan McKinnon and Mark Stone. Someone on TSN brought up the point that Mark Stone is basically playing the Patrice Bergeron role, very defensively conscious. So they're seeing if they can recreate that World Cup of Hockey 2014 Olympics with Crosby line. Okay, so third line, you're actually way off, Nathan. It's Braden Point centering Brad Marchand and Seth Jarvis.
Right, that's what. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. That's that. That line is gonna be hard to play against. Good lord. Braden Point is deceptively evil, the way he plays, and Seth Jarvis is a rat too, and we all know Brad Marchand. And then the fourth line, Brandon Hagel, Anthony Cirelli, Travis Konechny. That's basically exactly how I'd have the lines,
Hmm.
more or less.
Yeah.
I might elevate points or something.
I might elevate Marchand just to get the Nova Scotia line, but
Yeah, Marchand's been pretty mid this year.
I know, but just the Nova Scotia guys, I don't know, it'd be cool.
Anyway, also, as an aside, I realize it's not realistic because all the suppliers have already sent the jerseys out. But goddamn, Drew Doughty should be wearing number 8. That pisses me off.
But yeah, sorry.
Anyway, defense pairings are Devon Taves and Cale Makar, as expected. Daily Faceoff has Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko as the second pairing. I think that's the third pairing, personally. And then
Oh.
Shade Theodore with wearing number 89, Drew Doughty.
I think I'd take the Morrissey pair first.
Maybe.
Morrissey's
And the-
really good, dude.
And the power play is disgusting. Crosby, McKinnon, Reinhardt, Makar, McDavid. And
Yeah,
with Marner on standby if it fails.
I'm like, can you assemble a better power play unit?
No.
Like,
Maybe you get Draisaitl.
yeah, and like, but like Reinhardt may be the best net front player in the league.
I think
Or no, he's
Crosby playing net front.
yeah, I know.
He's
Reinhardt's
bumper, I think.
Bumper, yeah. I mean, Crosby's great down there too, though.
Yep.
So, and then
It's gonna be insane.
McKinnon and Makar on the flanks is probably the best you can have it in the league.
Yep. I just can't wait. I'm so excited. Like all the people like, oh, it's a fake tournament. Would you rather watch the All-Star game? Because that's the alternative.
Yeah. No,
Everyone hates the All-Star game.
the people saying that this was going to be a fake tournament, they weren't going to try. What idiots! They're
Dumbass.
they players
Are you
that were
stupid?
asking for this.
Yes, that's what they wanted. Like people
Yes.
forget that. Like I think they did a survey. There's one player who's not excited to go. There was like some kind of survey where they.
I want to know who this is.
I have no idea. Like it's probably like someone on Finland who knows.
Maybe it's like
gonna get
a
waxed.
third string goalie.
Yeah,
You're
well,
like,
then
oh,
decline.
Yeah.
Decline like fucking Petrangelo did. I can't wait. The one guy on Sportsnet, Josh Elliott Wolf, who I like and respect. I worked with him on my internship. He says he's gonna have trouble cheering for Canada because there's players on the team he doesn't like.
Oh, this take again. Yeah.
Now, okay, if you're a Canuck fan, I can realize not thumping your chest for Marchand. Okay, I'll grant you Marchand. But then he brought up Cale Makar because he's always compared to Quinn Hughes. Like what? Jordan Binnington because he's a bit of a douche. What? Then he's brought up Connor McDavid. You can't cheer for Connor McDavid? Like what the hell?
Didn't we have this conversation last week?
I know, but now I'm bringing up someone who actually said it and brought up a few examples. Like I'll grant you Marchand. Other than that, like suck it up. Come on.
Oh,
Dude, I have to cheer. I cannot stand the Toronto Maple Leafs. I can't stand their fans. I can't stand their media. Mitch Marner drives me insane. I think he's a total playoff fraud. I'm cheering my ass off for him
Hmm.
because I'm Canadian and I want them to win.
Yeah, as you should. Um,
Dude, I
fi-
cheer for Osama bin Laden if he's on the Canadian team.
Final prediction.
I'm going to say Canada over USA in the finals.
EA's never wrong. Sweden over US in the final. No, I'm just kidding. I'm still picking the US. I'll probably take.
Losing Hughes is a massive blow. I'm now ready to say Canada's defense is better.
I don't like it is, but they still have Wierenski who's playing like a Norris level. Fox is still really good. Slavin's really good shutdown.
I'm not buying it.
And I just trust their goaltending more.
Yes, but Binnington can just go out of spite and just be great.
I don't like. I'm gonna say Canada USA, but I actually think it's gonna be like. I don't know
Imagine
why it's gonna be
Canada,
USA
Finland.
Sweden. Just I don't trust Canada's goaltending. I'm sorry.
Well, remember the World Cup everyone was so excited for, and then it was just Canada versus Europe, and they killed them. Imagine it's Canada Finland, and it's like 10-0.
The people, yeah. So like the people saying that this was gonna be a Make a Wish tournament or whatever.
No, like, good lord.
No, like the players were asking for this for one, and when you throw on your country's jersey, you're not half-assing it. You're
Yeah.
trying to make a statement, especially when this is basically an Olympic tryout for next year as
And
well.
yeah, and save me the Staub story about the Russians. Like save it. Like well, we're not playing that game.
Mhm.
Save it. Like what are you? Are you spokesman for the Kremlin? Like so many people are like, oh, it's not a real tournament. The Russians aren't there. Like boo hoo. Like go play NHL. Go boot up NHL 14 and do the Olympics mode they had. Like good lord, get a life.
I am trying to pull up the NBA trade deadline, assuming that's what we want to go to next.
Yeah. Did we talk about Ingram last week?
We did not. That was one of the trades that broke right after.
And that's
So,
good because he just signed, so we can talk about that.
Yes.
But anyway, I can't wait for the Four
Here we.
Nations.
Okay. I'm just
Tomorrow,
trying to
like that's why we're not doing the show tomorrow, is because I want to be able to give my full attention to this.
Yep. 100%. Me too. I'm trying to find the last deal we acquired. So Jimmy Butler was the one we got.
Jimmy
done.
Bucket.
We did that one. The
Jimmy
next one
Butler
was
the third.
The next one was the Ingram trade, actually. So, Raptors made a move, trade for Brandon Ingram, currently injured with an ankle injury. Don't really know if he's going to play this year.
I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. They trade Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a first-round pick next year of the Pacers that I believe is lottery protected, and a second-round pick this year. And the Raptors today signed Ingram to a 3-year, $120 million deal with a player option for the fourth year.
Yeah.
This is like a weird timing trade. Like, what do you think?
I think it's good. A lot of people kind of diss this a little bit. Like they're not going anywhere with their current core, and they need to be lucky at the draft if they want to make anything of the Scotty Barnes era. They need a co-star for him, and as much as I enjoyed Davion Mitchell and Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown, like they're not going to be here when the team's good. Get rid of them. I don't care. Match their salaries and hit the road. Brandon Ingram's legitimately one of my favorite players to watch in the league. As a point in basically every fantasy draft I do, I try and get Brandon Ingram. It didn't work this year, but I love watching him play. He's a 3-level scorer. He can pass. He's an underrated playmaker. He's got a ton of length on defense, which we know Masai Ujiri adores. He's kind of built like Kevin Durant a little bit. He's tall. He can play a whole bunch of positions. He's deadly in the mid range. He can shoot the three. This is what the Scotty Barnes era needs is a player who can just flat out score at 3 levels. I'm excited for it. I hope he doesn't play this year because I'd still like Cooper Flag. Can you imagine that big 3? That would be. But this is good. They need to expedite their rebuild because attendance is declining because they jacked prices up to the oblivion. Like they don't get sellouts really all that much anymore. They're becoming irrelevant. And they're losing a lot. And who knows how long Scotty Barnes is going to take the losing. This is good. This reminds me a little bit of, this isn't a good comparison, but of early in the DeRozan Lowry era when they acquired Rudy Gay. And we all know how poorly that turned out. I think this is going to be expected to be better because Brandon Ingram's good at a lot of things. He's not one-dimensional like Rudy was. So I'm excited to see him get healthy for next year. That's been his problem. He can't stay healthy. Part of that's because of his body type, being so tall and skinny. But Alex McKechnie is world renowned as a athletic trainer. He saved Kawhi's career. So next season, let's tank the rest of the year. Next season, I expect us to be leaps and bounds better. Leaps
Yeah.
and bounds.
Okay.
And who cares about that first round pick? I don't care about the 23rd overall pick. That's what it's going to be.
Probably. Yeah.
And this front office hasn't drafted well in years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really care. Like Grady Dick's their best pick in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scotty.
Well, 4th overall pick, you better not blow that. This isn't Dragon Bender here. You can't blow a 4th overall pick if you,
Yeah.
especially when you're the Raptors and your best free agent signing of all time is CJ Miles.
Not DeAndre Hunt. Or wait, who's the one they see?
Are you going to say Damari Carroll? I'm going to
Yeah,
slap you.
Damari Carroll is what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking of.
I'm going to kill you, Nathan. Or
Um,
Otto Porter Jr. or whatever his name was. Good Lord.
yeah, I kind of like it. Kind of weirded out by it. Um, like this was a very good buy low. You basically gave up
Nothing.
2 middling role players this year and a second. The first comes from the Siakam trade. It's a little weird. You're basically flipping Siakam to get a few more assets and then flipping some of those assets to go get Ingram, who probably fits better next to Scotty Barnes compared to Siakam. So it makes sense in that regard. I still feel like they're trying to acquire these players to like load up for this, like the next big guy to become available. Like it makes sense. Like they have these contracts now that they can match to go get whoever they want, whether I don't know who's going to come available. Is that a Trae Young soon? I don't know. Is that Giannis? Yeah, even. Like they have these contracts and these talents to move now. So yeah, it's fine in that regard. The contract is what it is. Every NBA player gets paid. They're not really giving them much flexibility with all these kind of somebody said this to me. I think they have a bunch of like 84 overalls, and yeah, it was Beaudry. He's like they have a bunch of like 84 overalls in 2K right now.
Yeah,
but they don't have a stud, and that's kind of what they need right now. You're hoping that Scotty and Ingram can be like a nice pair and fit really well next to each other in the wing, but you still need a point guard. I'm not sold on Quickly being a long-term point guard of the team.
My God, they paid him to be. So
well, yeah, we'll see. He's got to be healthy. And then I still don't think Pirtle's the answer long-term at center as a fit next to Scotty, especially Ingram. Ingram's 3 is good, but it can go cold at times. Great in mid-range, but you might need like a stretch-ish center to fill that void.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the last rebuild the Raptors did, they totally fluked into getting good again. They were expecting Kyle Lowry to be a backup point guard, and he became the best player they ever had. Mm-hmm. They were expecting DeMar DeRozan. He was, I think, the 9th overall pick. They were probably expecting him to turn out similar to what Terrence Ross was, a pretty good player. You know, like nothing special really. He became one of the team's best all-time players, and they flipped him for the most clutch player they ever had. And Jonas Valanciunas was drafted high. He was traded too for Gasol. They really fluked into being good for so long. They did it by accident. They tried to trade Kyle Lowry to the Knicks, for God's sake, and it was only Knicks because James Dolan was afraid of being fleeced. One of the only smart things he did was nix that trade. Mm-hmm. Knicks, New York Knicks. They can't just suck forever. You can't rely on the lottery, and because you're the Raptors, you cannot rely on free agency.
Yep.
Can't do it. You have to be bold. You have to acquire players via trade. That's how they were good last time. It's how they're going to be good again. Can't rely on luck because they don't have any luck, and they can't sign free agents. They can't do it. So you got to build by the draft and build by trades. They've already got Scotty through the draft. They're trying for Flag, even though they won tonight against Philadelphia. So this is how they're good again, by taking risks and buying low. They got him signed. That was something I was a little concerned about. I was hoping he wasn't going to leave as a free agent, and he didn't. So this is a good one to Masai Ujiri, who's my trust in has eroded a little bit past little while, but this is a good move for him. So I'm excited. For the first time in a while, I'm excited about the future.
Next, we have the funniest trade of probably the whole deadline. Mark Williams to the Lakers. Oh, wait, never mind. Well, he was traded to the Lakers. In exchange, the Hornets got Dalton Connect, first-round pick, I believe 17th overall this past draft, or 18th, either or. Cam Reddish, a 2031 unprotected first-round pick, and a 2030 pick swap. That 2030, well, actually, never mind. That 2030, I was going to say that 2031 pick might be good, but now they have Luca, so it won't be that good. But just 2 days later, Mark Williams fails his physical. Trade is rescinded. Now Williams and Connect are back with their teams. The interesting part of that physical I found, he's had some crazy like back issues since coming in last year into the league, or 2 years ago, whenever it's been. This was a non-back issue they flagged. Was this like a Hornets trying to like get off him, like knowing something was up, like kind of thing?
I don't know, man. Like it's weird. Like we all know the Hornets are a horrible franchise, and so I wouldn't put it past them. But I mean, I would like Dalton Connect on the Hornets. If I'm the Hornets, I think he's more valuable than Mark Williams going into the future. You don't need Mark Williams. You're not winning anything the next little while. Dalton Connect should be part of your future besides LaMelo Ball and gang. So it's weird. It's just weird. Like I wonder. I just don't. I wonder if this is something where they just go back to it in the offseason. Because Dalton Connect looked miserable last night with the Lakers, and that was supposed to be a day of celebration. Doncic's debut and such, and he gets to play a shitty team like the Jazz where he can run up the score. So I don't know, or maybe it's more shenanigans by the league and for the Lakers or something. Because I don't know, it's just weird.
Well, the Lakers like to ruin. They flagged the concerns and they didn't want Williams, or they just what you can do. Well. Because the deadline had passed, they couldn't rework the deal. If the deadline hadn't passed yet, the Lakers could be like, okay, we'll still take them, but you got to add in like another first or another second.
Sure.
That's or we got to take a pick back or something like that.
That's the problem with these deals being so last minute. Like you when you have physicals and stuff, this stuff can pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Williams or Connect are long for their teams. I can't see them coming back from that.
No, I just worry about Williams' career if it's his back.
He's young. I mean, he's got access to medical professionals.
His back is fucked, and they didn't even flag it for his back. We don't even know what's going on.
I don't know.
Wizards got Reggie Jackson in a 2026 first for Jared Butler in 4 seconds. Jackson got waived by the Wizards whatever. Raptors traded Davion Mitchell for PJ Tucker, a second-round pick and cash considerations. This was just an add-on to the Jimmy Butler trade, I believe. PJ Tucker got waived.
That sucks.
Or he's getting waived, I believe. I forgot this is his third appearance with the Raptors.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's pretty washed at this point. I liked Davion Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I thought he brought a lot to the team. I'm sad to see him go.
After trading Mark Williams, or so they thought, the Hornets then traded for Nurkic and a 2026 first-round pick from the Suns. The Suns dealt Cody Martin, Vasily Micic, I believe. Vasily Micic, I believe is how you say his name. I'm going to assume. And a 2026 second, whatever. This was actually interesting that I really liked. Cavs picked up DeAndre Hunter for Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, 3 second-round picks, and 2 pick swaps. I really like this move for the Cavs.
That's a fun one. It's kind of crazy to see how much Karis LeVert has fallen since like the bubble when he was kind of on top of the basketball world briefly. But DeAndre Hunter's a good player. The Cavs are really, really good, and they could use a player like him. So I'm interested to see how they do in the playoffs.
My ideal pick for the Cavs was Cam Johnson, but I don't think they could have because of salaries. It just wouldn't work. So them getting DeAndre Hunter, who is a good 3-and-D player, I think they really need it because I've been saying this for a while. The problem with the Cavs, you have good shooter in Garland and good shooter in Mitchell, but bad defenders. Then you have Mobley and Allen, good defenders, but bad shooters. So you basically have to counteract it with having a good shooter and a good defender because you can't have 3 negative defenders or 3 negative shooters on the court. Just doesn't work. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
So you need at least 3 of each. Them running Isaac Okoro and Karis LeVert with those guys doesn't work because LeVert, good defender, not a good shooter. LeVert, good shooter, not a good defender. Now you have Hunter, good at both. I like the deal. I don't really care about the assets they gave up.
Yeah, I agree.
Bogdan Bogdanovic to the Clippers for Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, and 3 second-round picks for the next 3 years.
Not even the most interesting thing the Clippers did.
Yeah, I believe we'll get into that in a second, I guess.
Yep.
I
Don't have
kind
much
of
to say on that one.
I kind of like it. Good shooter. Need shooters more for the Clippers, I guess. Pistons got Dennis Schroeder got traded 4 times over the deadline, like the past
I know.
2 days of deadlines. It was hilarious. Schroeder, Lindy Waters, second-round pick to the Pistons. KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, 2028 second, and a 2031 second to the Jazz. Whatever. It's just funny that Schroeder got dealt 4 times.
Yeah.
Cody Zeller
Raptor
to
legend.
Rockets. Whatever. This is actually a funny story. Nothing trade because the Raptors gave up a 2026 second for James Wiseman and cash considerations. Adam starts texting me. He's like, "Dude, I kind of fuck with this." Like, and I'm like, "Dude, he's trash. What do you mean? This is gonna be nothing." And he's like, "I don't know. I kind of like our development team. We can I feel like we can develop them pretty well." A couple hours later, James Wiseman gets waived,
I know.
and I texted him just development.
How history would have been, how different would it have been if the Warriors had taken LaMelo Ball over James Wiseman? We'll never know.
Kevin Porter Jr. got dealt from the Bucks or from the Clippers, sorry, to the Bucks for Marshawn Beauchamp, whatever. Oh, I didn't. I guess I saw this one, but I didn't really see it. Wizards got Marcus Smart, Colby Jones, Alex Len, and a first from the Grizzlies. Grizzlies got 2 seconds, Marvin Bagley and Johnny Davis. Marvin Bagley. Oh, that's just funny because he was the Kings pick. And then the Kings got Jake LaRivia. I believe, Len got waived too, and now he's signed with the
He's
Lakers.
a Laker. Yeah, so that's their Mark Williams replacement.
And that were all the deals.
God, the NBA trade deadline's insane.
So many I hate how many second-round picks get dealt in deals.
Well, I hate seeing picks being sent from 2031. There's got to be a limit on it.
That is the limit. I think 6 years in the future.
That's too much. It needs to be 3, maybe 4 maximum. Shouldn't be drafting 7th graders. People are in the 7th grade right now. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, it's crazy. MLB time? Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna start with the NL West. That's what we're gonna start with. I looked at the over/unders win totals for teams, and then I made up my own win record prediction.
I didn't do wins. I just ranked.
I'm doing wins because I need to keep in mind who I want to make the playoffs and stuff. Coming in last place, so pretty unanimously.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. No, I have the Rockies going 59-103.
Yeah, I mean, God, they're so bad. They're so bad.
Have they
Holy
done
crap.
anything this offseason?
I'm just looking through their roster here. Like, their number 1 pitcher is Ryan Feltner. Who the hell is that?
Who?
Austin Gomber. I know who that is, who's in the Arenado trade. Okay, Freeland, he's been shit for years. Senzatello's a home run merchant. Herman Marquez is still on that team. I literally don't recognize a single member of their bullpen. This is insane.
Did they add anyone this offseason?
I think Jacob Stallings, because wasn't he not a Marlin?
Yeah, that might check out. Yep.
Okay, Chris Bryant's still there. Estrada, Kyle Farmer, Ryan McMahon. Ezekiel Tovar's got a bright future. Nolan Jones. Brenton Doyle.
He's good, I'm pretty sure.
Jordan Beck, Sam Hilliard. God, poor Chris Bryant. I mean, he's making a lot of money, so not really poor Chris Bryant. But
last year, am I crazy? Or am I getting mixed up with somebody?
maybe. I mean, I don't pay attention to the Rockies. I'm not a psychopath. I mean, that is a bad team, dude. Do you want to just do you want
23
alternate?
bombs, 72 RBIs last year.
Okay. Do you want to alternate here, or do you want to go all you then all me?
Alternate, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I have the Rockies in last 2.
Yeah.
That's a team. It's literally impossible for them to succeed with their ballpark.
Yeah,
it's close to impossible.
They
That's
need
a
a juggernaut offense to compete.
Yeah, and it's too bad. Like, they're not going to relocate because, it's a pretty good market size, and, the fans show up. Like, it's not too often you see it completely empty. I mean, the fans show up, but that's a team that it just does not work. The air is too thin. They can't compete.
Mhm.
They've been good like twice in 30 years.
Yep.
Can't do it.
They made the World Series with Tula the one time, and then when did they make the playoffs last?
Must have been like 2016 or October or 18 maybe. 18.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
2018.
yeah. Um, fourth place, I have the San Francisco Giants going 80 and 82.
Yeah, the most mid team in the league probably.
Mm-hmm.
God, they signed Verlander. Good lord.
Yeah, they did.
This is an old
I
team.
kind of like that signing though. I think it'd be good. Pitcher's ballpark. I don't know. They're
This
they're
is-
very vet heavy. Yeah.
This is old, man. I'm
They
so happy we
signed
didn't give Matt Chapman that contract.
who they signed a bat this offseason. I'm trying to remember who. Um,
I'm just looking through right now. I'm looking through the old depth charts. Willie Adames.
Willie Adames. That's who they signed. Correct.
Yeah, I like Willie Adames a lot.
Mm.
That's who I wanted the Blue Jays to get. Yeah, this team just so mid. Like that 2021 season, probably the biggest fluke of a juggernaut season we've ever seen.
I can't believe I got sucked into that season. Like,
Yeah, they're
thinking
such
they were good.
voodoo. Like with
Yeah.
their even year shit, and then that season, like what's going on in the Bay Area? That's my question.
What are they drinking over there? Why is Steph so good at shooting threes?
Yeah, they clearly stole all the good karma from the Athletics.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you have them in fourth as well?
Yeah.
or- Yeah.
Just definition of mid. That's a tough ballpark to hit in.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be good. You got to be good pitchers too. God, are we have the same ones? Okay, you go.
I have the Padres going 83 and 79 here.
Interesting.
They really lost a lot of pieces this offseason. I don't
Yeah.
know if-
And then
I don't
they've
know.
done nothing essentially.
they've signed like nobody to replace them. So I'm a little worried about what's going down in San Diego.
Well, their owner died, and he was like he was a guy signing the checks because that's a small market.
Yes, yeah.
And he was the guy that was like, screw it, I'm rich, we're doing it anyway. And now his estate or whoever owns the team now is very, very much more frugal, which is a problem. Yeah, this team is not very good. Although I like Cronenworth, Bogarts, Connor Joe. Yeah,
What's
okay.
their rotation looking like now?
Hold on, I'll pull it up. It is
Musgrove's still around.
going
I
to
would
be, God, they have like 17 people in here. Okay. Michael King, who I really like.
Yeah, he's good.
Joe Musgrove.
Yep.
You Darvish, you garbage. Matt Waldron, Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, and Dylan Cease. Yeah, that's a pretty good rotation.
I think King's going to get dealt potentially though. Free agent. at the end
That'll
of-
be stupid. He
free
isn't
agent
even
end
that
of the
old.
year.
Yeah, you gotta pay somebody.
And Cease is also a free agent, so he could get dealt. I think one of them's going to get dealt. They'll probably sign the other. But
Yep. I actually have the Diamondbacks here.
I'm a lot higher on the Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks are kind of weird. I can see them being kind of a bust team a little bit this year. I think people are overrating them a little bit. I mean, I'm not a Josh Naylor guy. Ketel Marte's good. He's not great. Eugenio Suarez has about 5,000 holes in his swing. Geraldo Perdomo, mid. I'm not a Gurriel guy, and I never will be. I mean, I like Corbin Carroll, even though he's very up and down for some reason. Jake McCarthy's pretty good. And they got my guy, Randall Grichuk, one of my favorite Blue Jays of all time.
And who's behind the plate, do you ask?
Gabriel Moreno.
Yes, sir. The
I'm
goat.
happy the shine has worn off him a little bit. It's shown that he's a very flawed player.
Yeah.
Still got hosed in that trade, but I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
Alas, their rotation's really good. I just think there's some bust potential here, and you got to think the Padres are going to try and max out what they have left with Tatis and Machado. So I'm going to have the Padres over them, and
Okay.
the Diamondbacks in third.
I got the Diamondbacks 92 and 70. I think they're going to be good.
That's a lot of wins.
It is. But it's not nearly enough wins to win the division because the Dodgers are going like 160 and 2.
There's not even a point of playing this year.
No, I
The
have a,
MLB
I,
this
I'm
is
gonna this is gonna be a probably less than favorable 105 and 57 record.
Yeah, they're going to be so much better than that.
Yeah.
Barring injuries. This is the Warriors in the NBA of a few years ago when they signed Durant. No point in playing the season. Really, barring something unexpected, they're going to walk to the World Series.
Mhm.
Never been less excited for a baseball season. They got to do something with the in the next CBA negotiations. Be prepared to lose half a year because what the Dodgers are doing, and what other teams are not doing, like the Pirates. It's just not acceptable.
Yeah, I
Not fun
don't.
to watch.
I'm starting to like think it's not as much as what the Dodgers are doing. It's more just what the other teams aren't doing.
Did you know the Pittsburgh Pirates haven't signed a player to a multi-year deal in over a decade?
Since 2015, I believe, or 2016,
Yep.
it was. Yeah,
It was 15
saw
or
that.
16.
Saw that
They
stat.
haven't
Yeah.
signed a multi-year deal. Now, I know baseball's a lot of one-year deals. I know that's how the economics work. That's insane.
That's a free agent though too. That's not just like
Yeah,
their own
that's
player. Yeah.
insane. That's just pure dumpster diving. That's not
Hmm.
trying. There's
Yep.
too many teams that just aren't trying. I think the
Oh,
Dodgers go a little too far, but the main problem is the Rockies of the world, the Pirates, the Reds, the Marlins. I don't think have signed a single free agent. Even the fucking Rays are trying.
Paul Scene's gonna get traded from Pittsburgh in like 2 years.
Totally. They're not going to pay him.
No, God no.
Poor, like, God, I don't know what Andrew McCutcheon's doing. Like, I realize that place is special to you, but you only have a few years left, dude. Might as well go
I feel
somewhere
like
where
this
you can
is
win.
last year, if anything. I thought last year was his last year.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'd go somewhere you can win a World Series
They
instead of
could they
wasting
could
your
still
time
honor
there.
it, trade him at the deadline.
They don't have to. I mean, they could fuck him.
Yeah. What'd you think of Kiermaier coming back to the Jays front office or whatever?
He's just like a development guy. Cool.
Yeah.
Every team needs some of those. The problem was signing him to play the second year. That was the problem. Whatever he does off the field now is fine. Not my money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the Dodgers in first two. This season's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm. We don't even need to touch on why they're
Roki
going to be good.
Sasaki. Yeah,
Roki
we'd all know.
Sasaki, Otani, Yamamoto,
Yamamoto, Freeman,
Glasnow,
Betts.
Snell. They re-signed Kershaw today. It sounds like.
Well, that doesn't move me the way it does. It would have 10 years ago. But I mean,
And then who's their? They had like a seventh potential starter too. I think.
was it the Ha Seong Kim guy?
No, no, no.
I don't know. I don't know. It's somebody.
They're overpowered.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous that there's this much of an imbalance. Doesn't make the sport fun. How do you be a Pittsburgh Pirate fan? I don't know. There's so much more options to cheer for in that market.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never advocate for lockouts in sports. Hockey has screwed me too many times in my life with lockouts. Baseball needs a lockout. There's got to be change. This is no fun.
I think we're gonna get one in baseball and maybe in the NFL too soon. Because I think the league really wants 18 games, and I don't think
You
the
can't
players
do
want 18 games.
Well, very simple how you fix that. You want your 18 games? Fine. We get another bye week.
Oh, I think they.
Bang.
I think that's the agreement, but I don't even think the players are sold on that. Like
Maybe.
I heard the Players Association rep come out and be
Well,
like,
they don't
"No way
care
do we
about-
want to play 18 games?"
Well, they don't care about player safety. Goodell, he just wants some money from it. You know how much
No.
money that extra week is worth? Shit tons.
Yeah, a lot.
So I also know the NHL wants to expand their schedule. Part of that's just to kill the preseason, which everybody hates. So
Wait. Sorry, expand?
to go up to 86 games and cut down the
Oh
preseason.
yes, yeah. People, well, they got asked in the player survey, didn't you see the Players Association survey, the random one? They got asked if is the season too long, and I think like 53% of them said yes or no. No, sorry, it's not too long. Like 82 is good.
Yeah, it's not a consensus.
So, or maybe it was 58. I'm not sure, something like that. But pretty short episode because
Yeah,
February
I mean,
slow month.
very slow. Like today is so slow. There's nothing happening today.
I
Like,
don't
there's
know.
only NBA.
I don't know what we're gonna talk about NFL wise for the next bit.
I think it's done for a little while, the NFL. The draft is coming up. That's really the only
It's like 2
thing.
months away though.
know.
Combine I guess free agency like a month away. I don't know, but
Yep.
well, maybe we'll hopefully we'll get some like cuts and stuff that we can react to from NFL teams over time, but we'll figure that out. We will definitely be watching Canada tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Probably watch Elias Pettersson score a hat trick on us, but
Please.
that guy
Yeah,
owns
and
Jordan
Elias
Binnington.
Pettersson. This is an Elias Pettersson hat trick. Defer of a one-timer, falling to the ground, and the blank stare into the space on bench. That's an Elias Pettersson hat trick.
Okay. I hope. Well, he hates Binnington, or Binnington hates him. Remember? I believe that was
No, I
That
think
year?
that's
was that year?
no.
Bennington said he should have won the Calder over him.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Pretty sure that was a year. Because what
Oh
other
no, you're
won the
right.
Calder?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. He should have won the Calder, honestly.
Over Pedersen?
Yeah.
No, he shouldn't have.
I know it's a regular season award, but oh well.
Yep.
I remember
Anyways,
Matt Murray had a thing with Besser. That's what I was thinking of.
like Penguins Matt Murray?
Yes, not Dallas Stars Matt Murray. Like, good Lord, Nathan.
Uh,
Anyway,
anyways,
four
thus
nations,
far,
4 nations facing off.
4 nations facing off.
Hey, it's me, it's Austin. God, his hairline's dying. He needs to go to Turkey, get a transplant.
Yeah. Yeah, quite bad.
That is sad, man.
Anyways, got this far. Appreciate listening. And we will catch you next week. See you later.
Goodbye.